Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK back at you with another video here to break down the 4-game Summer League slate on Saturday. Hope you guys have had a good Summer League so far. We're on to day 3. If you guys are looking for more content, post all relevant news, starting lineups, player pool, early slate and main slate video, as well as Discord access to ask me questions anytime. That is linked down below. And let's just jump right into the video. Feeling a little bit better today than it was yesterday. Yesterday I was completely dead. I mean, I'm tired today, but not as dead as it was yesterday. And once again, I apologize if I mispronounce some of these names. I realize I've been mispronouncing a few pretty bad. But we're learning. And all right, so we'll go Kings and Bulls first game here. So I got all the box scores up from last game. So the Kings ran a 10-man rotation. Gave the starters decent minutes, though, especially Mason Jones, 32 minutes, a veteran. 17, 5 and 5. He is a stat sheet stuffer coming in at 7.5K. I think it looks like a pretty good option in the mid-range. Devin Carter really struggled with the shot last game, shot 2 of 14, only played 24 minutes. I think he would have played a little bit more if he was, shooting better. So not super worried about Carter. I think he's an interesting bounce back candidate. The other starters, Isaac Jones, had a decent stat line in 27 minutes. Reynaud, I believe that's how you pronounce it. So it's French and you don't pronounce the D. Reynaud had a really good game. Started off really strong. Played 26 minutes too. So. Looking at his price point, he's down here at 5,500. I think looks like a really good value option. And then the last starter here, Clifford, also played 25 minutes, had a decent game. He's here at 5,500. So I think Reynaud and the two guards once again my preferred options here for Sacramento. I don't think I'd get to anything off the bench unless they end up switching up the starting lineup. Moving on to Chicago. So the Bulls playing currently right now. But they ran the starting lineup of Young, Freeman Liberty, Buzelis, Ulbrich, and Noah. Buzelis has said they're only going to play a few games, so it'll be interesting to see if he does play again. This will probably be his last game. If not, then you're going to get more usage from some of the other starters. So that will definitely be important. Freeman Liberty, 5,100. Assuming he starts again, I think looks really good. Is having a good game tonight, even though they're getting blown out. So he looks good. Buzelis, if he does play, has the highest ceiling. Just a question of will he play. And then maybe we could look at some of these rookies if Buzelis sits. But assuming Buzelis plays, not a ton else that I love here for this team. So moving on to Lakers, Connect got injured at the end of the game last game, so we'll monitor that. If he misses, obviously you're gonna have more usage to guys like Swider and Stewart and Baisley, guys like that. Bronny James still been somewhat limited, right? Played 21 minutes. Previous games he was below 20 minutes. But other starters got decent run, 26 for both Connect and Stewart, and 30 for Cole Swider. Darius Baisley moved in the starting lineup, had a really good stat line in only 23 minutes. Again, we know he's a good point per minute player. They did add Christian Koloko to this roster. Something to note there. He got 13 minutes. Jemison played 11 off the bench. But so Connect news is pretty important. If Connect does play, the ceiling is high in him, but he's been a little bit up and down. Swider's played really well. He's rebounding the ball pretty well, too. Again, they ran a bit of a smaller lineup last game, but I think Baisley would probably be the preferred option, him and Stewart, assuming both start again. Those two look like really good values in my opinion. Bronny James, it's just the minutes, right? It's the minutes are the concern, 21 minutes, but if you could play mid-20s minutes, I would definitely have some interest in Bronny James there. And I don't think they have Koloko. Yeah, they don't have Koloko in the player pool. Let's move on to the Pelicans. So Pelicans gave the starters decent minutes outside of Reeves, only played 21 minutes. But the two rookies got a lot of run. Queen played 27 minutes, Fears 27, and PV 25. So 3 rookies, I should say. And then the veteran Misi played 26 minutes. Look at the price points here. Fears 5,500. I think looks like a pretty good point per dollar option. Same with Queen at 5,400. Queen really struggled to start, but then picked it up there, had a double-double. So the two rookies, Fears and Queen, I think look really good. Even PV is fine too, but I think I'd rather get to Fears and Queen at a similar price point. Lester, I think, could start. So he surprisingly came out the bench last game. but I think there's a chance he could start. He had a good game off the bench, 21 minutes. So keep an eye on that. I think there's an outside chance he could start. And then, again, Reeves will be chucking, but the minutes weren't amazing last game. And Messi up there at 9,300. Tougher to get to with some better point per hour plays, in my opinion, at center on this slate. Let's move on to Minnesota and Denver. So for Minnesota, gave the starters a lot of run. This is one of the better teams in the Summer League for sure. 28 minutes for Miller, 30 for Dillingham, 31 for Shannon, 27 for Clark. And the rookie center had a good game. He had 6 blocks and 2 steals in 23 minutes there. So in my opinion, a lot to like here from Minnesota. The price points are reasonable. I don't understand why they have Jamal Cain as the highest price guy when he's coming out the bench, but Dillingham, 73, 7,200 for Shannon, and 6,900 for Miller. I think look like 3 of the better plays on this slate, so really like all 3. Behringer is a good center play. We do have some good cheap centers here, but if you want to spend up a little bit more, I have no issue with that. Let's see. Is there anything else? I think that's it. Relatively straightforward. Wouldn't get to anyone off the bench unless they the best guys. For Denver. So, Denver did play 10 guys total. Kind of spread it out, which I was a little bit worried about. Talked about that a little bit in the Discord in the stream. That Denver in the coach interviews mentioned their depth, which should concern me a little bit because whenever they mention, we have great depth, they're probably going to spread out the minutes, and they did outside of Hunter Tyson. Hunter Tyson was the only guy that played over 24 minutes on this team. So that is the one concern for Denver. 7,800 for Tyson, though. Again, he is the guy with the highest ceiling. He's going to be chucking when he's out there. No issue with that. Deron Holmes at 5,500. Minutes weren't amazing, but the thing with Holmes is he's a pretty good point per minute player. Honestly, kind of underperformed in 24 minutes, only 15, 4, and 1. So still pretty high there on Deron Holmes. The other starters for Denver, Harrison, Jones, and then Beekman. Again, minutes weren't great. Jones only got 3 shots up, which was pretty surprising because they were talking about how he's been shooting really well in summer league practice. Beekman only playing 20 minutes too, a little bit of a concern. EJ Liddell, though, big game off the bench, 28 minutes. I think there's a chance he could start. 6K, so we'll keep an eye on that. But, let's move on to Memphis and Portland. So, Memphis surprisingly lost to Boston. Minutes, G.G. Jackson was pushing for 30 minutes. Outside of that, though, all the other starters were low to mid-20s. So really where this offense is run is Wells, Jackson, and Spencer, right? I think looking at the salary, Spencer probably the easiest guy to get to. I think G.G. Jackson probably has the highest ceiling on this team, but those 3 still look good, that being Wells, Jackson, and Spencer. And then Armando Bacot at 5,200. Been continuing to start, so I think he's a decent value. Don't expect huge minutes from him, but 23 is not bad. And Zylan Pullen has been starting as well. Doesn't really have a super high ceiling, but he's down here at 4,300. Makes him in play. The rookies sat out last game for Memphis. You had, Small was still injured, and Mashek and Coward as well. So all the rookies sitting out there for Memphis. And finally, Portland, this game is yet to tip off. Tip off in like 40 minutes. We don't know the starters yet. My guess, and this is a guess, so the 2 veterans are Rupert and Sissoko. Obviously, Yang's going to start. And then the one guy on a 2-way right now is Caleb Love. So I think those are going to be 4 of your 5 starters. Love, Rupert, Sissoko, Yang, and then one more. Not really sure where else they go. And they do have some veterans like James Bouknight's on this team. A couple other guys. So, not sure who that 5th starter will be, but Yang is 4,800. It'll be interesting to see how he plays tonight. I'm going to watch a little bit of that, but I think him and Caleb Love once again look really good on this slate for value. 4,900 for Love, 4,800 for Yang. And then if you're looking at the top end, like Sissoko's fine. Rupert, 6,400, expect to play a lot of minutes and pretty high usage as well. So good amount to like here for value for Portland. Guys, that's going to wrap it up for the video. As always, if you do enjoy, just make sure to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We're reading all the comments. Really do appreciate all the nice comments. So thank you guys for all those who have left comments for the last couple of days. Again, it's good to be back making YouTube videos. Definitely missed it. And we'll see you all in the next one.